Okay, after Unreal Engine 5 is finished installing, you'll see something like this. Just hit launch. If you're opening the engine for the first time, it's going to take quite a bit longer than it does for me here. It's got to install prerequisites as it's doing right now, and then it's going to have to do some first time operations. Expect it to take up to an hour for it to complete these operations, depending on the power of your machine. Don't worry if it seems to get stuck, just give it some time. And then Unreal Engine 5 is going to launch. Okay, now we get the Unreal Project Browser. From here, we can start a new project and open an existing one. We're going to start a new one. Now, because we're making film, you might expect that we'd go to the Film, Video, and Live Events template. But actually, we're going to go to the Games template and choose a blank one. The only difference between these templates is the settings that are on by default and the plugins that are enabled. Now, the reason we're going with Games over Film is Film enables some plugins which will cause issues for us later on if and when we decide to use some assets created by other creators. An example of this would be that contemporary restaurant we saw before on the marketplace. It has most likely been set up to work in settings similar to the game template. If we were to open the film template and then import that asset, we may experience extreme performance issues and even crashes. Understand that we're not making any quality compromises. We can always go in and up the settings once we figure out what those settings are and how high they need to be. So we're going to hit Games, go blank, and on the right we're going to see some options. Now the first choice is between Blueprint and C++. Since we're not doing C++ programming, Blueprint is going to be the best option for us. We're going to leave it at Target Platform Desktop, maximum settings, and we're going to enable starter content, so make sure that's ticked on. We're going to leave ray tracing ticked off, but we can always come back and tick this on later if we want, and if our hardware supports it. I'm going to call this UFA, Unreal Film Academy _ primer. We've got to choose a location for the project to be created. I strongly advise you choose a fast hard drive with at least 200 gigabytes of space. And I'm going to hit create. It's not uncommon for the loading screen to seem to get stuck at certain numbers. Don't fear, this is just for the first time startup. It's going to take some time. Give it up to an hour depending on the power of your machine. Once your engine's fully started up and your shaders are compiled, you should see something like this.